Bring your jar. The Lord is calling us to bring our jars today. I was reading the gospel today, and the Lord told me to read 2 Kings chapter 4, first 7 verses, which is the story of the widow and Elisha. This is a very short story, but pretty much what happens here is that she had lost her husband and she had a debt to pay. So since she was unable to pay it off, then the creditor was coming for her 2 sons. So she was afflicted, and then she asked Elisha for help. And then what he asked her was, "What do you have?" And then what she replied to him was, "I only have a jar of olive oil." And we can see at the very end of this story the manifestation of God's power in the supernatural, because all that was needed was this particular jar of olive oil that she could use later on. She received instruction from the prophet to collect as many containers as possible. And what we see next is that there's a multiplication of this olive oil that could be poured in all of these different containers. And she could repay her debt by selling all of these containers. So we can be in particular situations in which we cannot find any apparent answer or solution. Like we could say that we find ourselves at a crossroads, and we can definitely come to the Lord with all of our concerns, and He would listen to us and He would help us for sure. But He requires from us to take action into whatever miracle we're expecting from Him. So He definitely pleases in our faith, and when we actually believe in Him and what He's promised to us in the gospel. But He requires from us to do something about it. And this was the calling that God gave this woman through Elisha. So this is what God wants from us today. He's telling us to bring our jar, to bring this oil, whatever it is that God has put in your hands, that you know that you have, so you can think about it, reflect on it, and say, what do I have that can be used by the Lord for such a miracle? So we need to trust Him entirely, but also take action. God bless you, and stay tuned for more of the gospel.